Hi, hello, it's me, Sass. How are you all doing? It's been a very long time. I am trying out some new content on my channel. This video, we're talking about movies. I like them, you like them, so why the heck not talk about them? And today, we are talking about a Netflix series that's been around for a bit called Kingdom. Kingdom already has a season 1 and a season 2. Today we are talking about the prequel because they all came out in a really weird release order. So today we're talking about them chronologically because that makes the most sense. Just a heads up, I'm going to be putting a warning and a timestamp when we're getting to spoiler bits. So if you don't want to listen to any spoilers, anything like that, you can skip around and know to click away. You're welcome. So if you're feeling generous, hit that like button, drop a comment, consider subscribing, and let's dig in. The synopsis of the prequel is that when a young girl's village and family are brutally murdered by a rival tribe, she goes on a revenge quest to help the Central Kingdom crush the bordering tribe's rebellion, only to find out that nothing is as it seems. So there is this plant that she finds when she's trying to find cures for a terminally ill mother that is in an enshrined area. And there's this little thing that says, oh, hey, I'll bring people back from the dead. And here are the steps on how to do it, right? The rebellion tribe that's on the border, right, illegally goes into this forest that is owned that is in like the main domain of the Central Kingdom, and they're illegally picking a plant called ginseng. Now they're not supposed to be there, but somehow they all end up dead. The commander, who is a part of the settlement for the Central Kingdom, goes to Ashin's dad and is like, I need you to go to the enemy's side and tell them that a tiger killed their people. Right? So the dad's like, yeah, sure, why not? I want to be on your good side. I want us to be officially part of the Central Kingdom. Why not? Now, Ashin, as a little munchkin girl, already knows something's up. She's like, why would you do this? They walk all over us. They don't treat us well. He gets to the enemy tribe, parking his booty down on a log and telling him a story about this majestic tiger that kills everything that walks into its domain, which is where the illegal plant is that they're, gathering. So everyone's like, is this true? Is this true? And when he says the tiger killed all of the border people that went to that mountain, send a little group of people out to go with the Central Kingdomers, the Kingdom folk, to hunt down the tiger. So they do, right? And they realize that one, the tiger was already dead when it was attacking them. That doesn't send alarm bells anywhere. They're just like, oh, it's just some supernatural tiger that, was already dead and already killed half of us. Why the fuck not? After Ashin gets there to the settlement, and she's doing odd jobs to help out around the compound because she can't be there for free, even though her entire family's been massacred, the commander asks her to start spying on the enemy tribe that murdered her entire village and family. Getting towards the second act of the movie, there wasn't a whole lot going on there. It was more just context of what Ashin's adult life is like, and it's pretty tragic. All right, so we're finally getting into spoiler territory, so heads up, click away if you're interested in watching and you don't want the spoilers. Click away. So at the beginning of Act 3, she's requested to go on a spying mission. She sneaks into the encampment, goes into this little tent thing because a guard was coming. She didn't want to get caught. One of the other guys is coming in with this ladle of food, and is pulling somebody out of a crate, and his hands are bound up like this, and he obviously has been there a hot while because he looks like a mess. She's like, oh, I'm gonna put this guy out of his misery. And she starts, as the guard, out of the building, she gets over to them and realizes it's her dad. Her dad's been locked up in a crate on and off for 7 years, and he is just he's gone mentally. Gone. He doesn't remember her. I think he remembers her towards the end of their short visit, but he just keeps saying, kill me, and she is just, this is the most emotion we see from her character since the first act. She's just devastated, understandably so. And then it zooms out a little bit, and you realize that his arms have been cut off, his legs have been cut off. So he's just like this, like he's a stub. And it's like so heartbreaking to see, because you're just like, her dad's been alive this entire time. If she had gotten in there sooner, if she hadn't been playing it safe spy wise, she could have saved him. And then like the larger question is that the commander should have done something sooner, so why didn't he? The questions. So this spurs us really into the climax of Act 3. So, you know, she goes into ninja mode and she's super pissed off, right? So she starts, you know, she's killed a couple soldiers along the way because she's trying to get it into the commander's section, and she finds out that the commander is responsible for her village being murdered and massacred and having no family left. He made a deal with the enemy tribe, being like, here, it's this traitor from this village over there, Ashin's village. Go kill them, leave us alone so we can deal with people in the north, or the south, which is the Japanese. And that's why her entire family died. So she's been protecting the wrong people for most of her life. And she's just pissed. Understandably so. And at this point, it was like, yes, girl, unleash your rage. The truth will set you free. She decides to go from a meek person into a legendary badass. So, and there's this great cinematic sequence where she is coming out of the commander's office, and it's zoomed in really, really tight on her face. And as she's walking towards the camera, it slowly starts to zoom out, and it's these quick flashbacks of all of the decisions she's made up until this point. And you just see her start to, like, her face changes in the most incredible way. Like, it goes from being like very disconnected with everything, and it slowly just starts turning into this like evil look. And I can't even describe an evil look. I don't even know what an evil look really consists of, but it was pure evil. And it was like, yes, everybody here deserves whatever you're about to do to them, so just let it rip, right? After she'd systematically killed a few soldiers, she turns them into zombies with that flower thing from the very first act. That the first time we ever hear about it is when she's talking about her terminally ill mother. So as people are, you know, walking around, switching guards along the settlement, all of these zombies start to come to life, right? So they're all like freaking out, getting chewed on, getting spat out, and chewed on again. All of these people are turning into zombies, and you have this great shot of Ashin on the roof, and she's just picking off stragglers with her bow and arrow, because it's like, no one's going out. What she ends up doing is she ends up saying, hey, like, come over here to a soldier, I'll help you. So as he starts to climb up on the roof, she pulls out an arrow and stabs his hand into the roof so he can't get out, and he's screaming. So all of the zombies come and start chewing on him, and she pours gasoline on him and lights them all on fire. And it's this great shot where her just standing, basking in zombie firelight, and everyone's like burning down around her. Oh, so good. And we see her walking away from the settlement, and we see her starting to go up the hill, what looks like it's her old village. But as she crests over the top of it, it is actually the village location, but she's imagining seeing all of her village people and family, and they're all happy, it's all good times. Then she goes into a little tent, and she's imagined, you know, village people are in the tent with her and her family. And, you know, she's having this conversation with them, and like, how I should have fed you better. I know what you want now. And then you start to hear like the zombie growls and shrieking, and the happy image fades, and it's all of these zombies. So little Ashin, when her family was attacked, managed to run back into the woods, managed to grab the zombie making plant, turn them into zombies, strapped them all up in a tent and has been feeding them over the course of 7 years. Being in the capital, walking around, trailing someone who looks very, very important, whom you will recognize if you already watched season 1 as the royal physician. So she ends up being able to meet with a royal physician, and he's asking her a couple of questions about like, how does this plan work, yada 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 yada. She basically tells him that it brings people back from the dead. So, and we know in season 1 that something's up with the king. And that starts off season 1 of Kingdom. Oh, so good. This movie was very, very good. I really enjoyed it. It gives you the backstory you need to help fill in some back plot points for season 1 and season 2. And it also makes you kind of feel like a little bit crummy that you felt bad for the people in season 1 and season 2. In terms of zombies, I have never seen a zombie deer ever. And it is the most uncomfortable thing to see. Because it, like, you know how when you see like a human zombie, like it doesn't act like a human zombie, but we're so used to that because of, you know, like The Walking Dead, all of these zombie movies. Like we're used to that. To see an animal that is like that and screeches and like charges at a tiger thinking that's gonna take it down is like the most uncomfortable, unsettling feeling I've ever witnessed while watching a movie or TV show. And I watch a lot of really weird, dark, creepy stuff. By far the trippiest thing I've seen. Because it was just like, you should be running away. Why aren't you running away? And the screech. Oh God, the screech got me. It gets me really, really good whenever I think about it. It was just so weird. Like that was definitely the best part of the first act was the zombie deer, and then the zombie tiger eating, or the, not, he wasn't a zombie yet. The tiger eating the zombie deer, then turning into a zombie, and then going to town on all the people who are trying to kill it. So good, so good. The CGI for this guy was pristine. It was so good. Especially the fight in the grass where it's like a land shark where it's just kind of like going through this tall reeds of grass, and there's this one frame where it's like half of it's normal lion face with like a cloudy eye, and then the other half comes into frame and it's all like cut up, there's a knife sticking into it, and like his eyes completely gone, like it looks like half of his face has just been shaved off. Like, oh, and it's just running through, like humans coming at me, yeet. Humans coming at me, yeet. It was really good. Like, and the animation was just chef's kiss. It was so, so, so good. So, but I will say that like Korean zombie animations are pristine. They start off on the ground, and then they find like the most flexible people, and they have them do some like really weird, like flexible acrobatic rise situation, and it's very unsettling. Like, so good. Train to Busan, the girl who was like the first victim on the train, who is behind the stewardess, is like getting up all like bendy and cracky and weird like, and the stewardess is just like, I'm doing my own thing. But as the viewer, when you see her doing all those contortions coming up, oh my God, oh, so good. They're just the best zombies out there. I really feel like we can learn a thing or two about that. Enjoy the whole suggestion of, you know, sexual assaults and physical assaults. Not a fan of it. It's 2020, 21. I can't do my dates. Like that shouldn't be in there as like a side story for character development. That's not a fan of that. But besides that, it was a delightful movie. I'm very excited for season 3 to come out.